What is up, 20 plus? Welcome back. It is week number 3. Today we get to talk about insecurity. We're talking about that in a bit. I think I'm cooler than I am, but last week we talked about doubt. And if you missed that, you're gonna wanna go on YouTube, you're gonna wanna watch that. We'll have the link up on social. And next week, I'm so excited because it is going to be our very first culture convo. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. It's gonna be happening each region, so you're gonna wanna be there. Make sure you're checking out on social media, asking your life group leader where you are meeting, where you're going. It will be happening at the same time that life groups are happening. So no life groups because we're doing culture combos, so you all gotta be there. This isn't the week to miss. This is the week to come to do it. It's gonna be awesome. So be there. Today, we get to talk about insecurity. And a lot of us, we know we're insecure, but sometimes I ask myself, and maybe you've asked yourself this question, is how do I know when I'm being insecure? You know, it's like, am I just doubting like we talked about before? Am I comparing myself? Or is this really insecurity? And I would say that all of it, the doubt, the comparison, that even sometimes fear can be insecurity in who we are. And we look throughout scripture and there's so many people that are insecure. You know, we see Noah, we see Moses, we see Gideon, we see Saul, we see Ananias, Peter, all these people that are so insecure about who they are and where they fit. And, you know, we're insecure about so many things. We're insecure about the way we look, insecure about the way we smell, about the way that we dress, or about the way that people look at us, or what they think about us, or is my Instagram bio good, or is that photo that I posted, or did it get enough likes, or all of this stuff that we're so insecure about. And we get crippled by this insecurity because we want other people to like us, we want to be approved, or we don't want to doubt ourselves anymore. And we just get so focused on that. And I remember for me, there was a moment of insecurity that I held on to for so long, that I just hated being called buddy. And it seems so stupid to say it now, but at the time I felt like when people called me buddy, they were speaking down to me and they were saying, you're buddy, you know, just like you're a little kid. And I always grew up, I was smaller than everybody else. And so that just bothered me, that I thought people were speaking down to me. I remember one time somebody called me buddy, and he was much bigger than me, but I went up and I grabbed him and I said, don't call me buddy, in probably a much higher voice than I have now. And I remember the look that he gave me was just so confused. And I felt so embarrassed afterwards because I thought, I just yelled at this guy for just calling me a name that wasn't mean. He just called me buddy. And I had a conversation with God as I was walking away and just felt so, you know, kind of mad at myself for why did I overreact like that? And God said, well, think about this, Logan. He said, what if he's calling you buddy because maybe that's something that his dad called him that he likes? Maybe it's a term that people have used for him that was good. Or maybe it is something that he's using to try and put you down. Why are you going to let the words that he says affect who I have called you to be? And ever since then, it hasn't bothered me that people call me buddy. I wouldn't encourage you to call me buddy, but since then, God has really changed my heart in that and changed my focus to say, don't let other people shape who you are. Don't let your own insecurities make you overreact and become somebody that you're not, because all of a sudden you're going to look back and realize that your insecurities far outweighed the positive things in your life, and your insecurities are eating up at you and causing you to do things that you didn't want to do. And I love what Donald Miller says about insecurity. He says, insecure people talk about themselves, but secure people talk about others. And I know for me, sometimes I wonder, when am I being insecure? But I think that's such a great filter for us to look through. Am I talking about myself all the time? Am I trying to lift myself up? Am I trying to prove to other people how great I am? Or am I talking about others? Am I asking questions, really curious about who they are, about maybe their story, their journey with God? Am I interested in helping others grow? Or am I so focused on who I am? And back when I was just starting in 20 plus, I was focused on me. I was focused on what I was supposed to do and how I was supposed to lead and how people were supposed to look at me. And looking back, I realized it was because I was so insecure. I was focused on myself, and I'm nowhere near perfect. I'm nowhere near set and secure and all secure and no insecurity. But I'm focused to say, you know what? I don't have to worry about what other people say. I don't have to worry about what they think about me, because I'm secure in who I am. I'm secure in the call that God's placed on my life. And again, I'm not perfect. There's moments where I have insecurity. There's moments when I doubt myself. There's moments when I am worried about what other people are saying. But I want all of us to focus on who God has called us to be and who God says that we are. 2 Thessalonians 2:14 says this, and I think this can be a reminder for all of us as we think about insecurity, as we think about how we can overcome this, is to remember this promise. It says, God picked you out as his from the very start. Think of it, included in God's original plan of salvation by the bond of faith in the living truth. This is the life of the Spirit he invited you to through the message we delivered, in which you get in on the glory of our Master Jesus Christ. So friends, take a firm stand, feet on the ground and head high. Keep a tight grip on what you were taught, whether in personal conversation or by our letter. May Jesus himself and God our Father, who reached out in love and surprised you with gifts of unending help and confidence, put a fresh heart in you, invigorate your work, and enliven your speech. You are God's plan from the very start. You may feel insecure. You may feel weak at times. You may doubt. You may compare yourself. You may feel like you're inadequate, maybe even worthless. But God's saying, you've always been my plan. You're my plan from the very start. And I'm not stopping now. I'm not stopping using you. I'm not stopping focusing on you. I believe in you, and I've given you the tools and the resources to go out and change people's lives. So maybe you're watching this video, maybe you're at home, maybe you're in a life group, maybe you're watching it later. I'd encourage you that God has a plan for your life. God has given you amazing skills. He's given you amazing talents. He's given you hope. He's given you a future. He has plans for you, and he loves you so much. And so let's not be insecure in the gifting that God's given us. Let's go out there and take them. Let's encourage each other on this journey, and let's make sure that we're focused on who God has made us to be. And with that, I'd encourage you to jump in and talk in your groups. Maybe ask yourself some questions. What am I insecure about? What can I do to be that person who's focused? What can I do to champion that in other people? And what can I do to be encouraged knowing that God has made me for this? And we'll see you next week at Culture Convos. I can't wait.